A warm welcome to the students of second BA, second BCom, second BSc and second BCA to this online lesson. The titles of the textbooks that you are supposed to buy during the third sem are given here. Second BA students have to buy Kaleidoscope 3. 3 stands for third sem. Second BCom students are buying Articulation 3, and second BSc and second BCA students will have to buy Treasure Trove 3. Your textbook has got two sections in it. In the first section there are 4 plays, and majority of the questions in the exam will be based on these plays. In the second section there are 3 items to be studied. First one, job application with CV. Second is dialogue writing, and third is general essay. Since you are yet to get your textbook, I'll begin with the items or units which are given in the second section. So I'll begin with job application with CV, since it's very important. What is a job application letter? As you know, an application letter is written when you apply for a job. How do you come to know that there is a job somewhere? By seeing an ad in a newspaper. Or you may collect the information from some other source as well. But whatever may be the source, you need to write a neat letter, and this letter is a document that you submit to your potential employer. Potential employer, the man or the lady who is going to give you a job. So potential employer, to show that you are genuinely interested in a position that is vacant. So when you write a letter to the employer should get a feeling that you are genuinely interested in taking up that job. So that should be neatly written. So what is an application letter? It is a document, an important document, official document that you submit to a potential employer to show that you are interested in a job that is vacant, position that is vacant in a company or a firm or institution or organization. To begin with, your application should clearly explain who you are and your qualifications. You need to furnish your personal details, that's important. Along with that, you need to mention the qualifications that you have got. So these are the basic requirements. Along with that, your letter should highlight your achievements, skills and talents. Qualifications are important, no doubt. Every candidate will be qualified to get that job, there's no doubt. Suppose there is just one job, for that there are 100 candidates, 100 applicants. So how does the employer select one out of 100? Everybody will have the same qualification, but then what can separate one from the others is the list of your achievements or skills and talents. If you mention just the qualifications, that will not be enough. You need to give a list of your achievements, skills and talents. And if you have got a long list of such things, surely you will have a better chance of getting selected in the interview. So a good letter application explains why an employer should take interest in you. See, when there are 100 candidates, why should the employer select just you? So your letter should make it very, very clear that you're better than others who are appearing for the interview. So by reading your letter, an employer's attention should be drawn towards you. This can be done only if you highlight your achievements, skills and talents, and again write a neat, impressive letter. The last point here, it should highlight the key qualifications that make you eligible fit for the position, there's no doubt. Qualifications are the basic requirements. One more point. Your letter should express your familiarity with the institution or organization, firm in which you are trying to get a job. So this is important. The moment you see an ad, and if you feel like applying for that job, you need to do some homework before you appear for the interview. You need to collect some details about the institution, how famous it is, how great it is. So if you have such details at the interview, you can score more points than your rivals. Then the next point, you should clearly spell out your objectives in taking up the position in the particular company or institution. You need to mention in your resume or letter very clearly why you want to take up that job in that particular institution. You can't say you want a job because you need good salary. That everybody will have that. But your objective, the real objective in taking up that job should be something very, very lofty or great, impressive. So you should come out with that kind of an objective, and that should be specified in the resume or the letter that you prepare. Nowadays, every candidate is asked to submit a resume or biodata or CV, no doubt. But you can't send a CV alone. You need to supplement it with a covering letter. Now I'm going to talk to you about the way in which you need to write a covering job that goes with your resume. Since this covering letter is an official letter, you need to stick on to one particular pattern. That is a formal letter. Informal letters can be written as you like. But when you write a formal letter, you need to follow a pattern, stick on to a pattern that is accepted at the international level. So what is the pattern here? On the left side, you begin with your from address. You need to write your from address without writing the word from. It begins with your name, your address, and all the other details like your city, town, taluk, state, pin code, your phone number, your email ID, and so on. On the right side, you need to mention the place to which you belong. Now, I have written Bandol here on the right side. So the place can be written along with the from address, no doubt. But if you bring it down, what will happen? That will not be noticeable. That will not be highlighted. So to highlight the place, better you write on the right side. So from address is written on the left side, and on the right side on top you write the place to which you belong. After writing the from address, you need to mention the date of application. So how do you write that date? Normally we say today is September 1. Normally how do you write the date? How do you write that date? 1/9/20. So if you write 1/9/20, an Indian will understand what it means. There's no doubt that is 1st September 2020. But if an American sees it, he will read it as 9th January 2020, because Americans have got the habit of mentioning the month to begin with. They mention the month, then they come to the date, finally they mention the year. So that can cause a lot of confusion. So to avoid this confusion, you need to write down the month in words. So I have written September, okay. It is not 9, it is September in word. Then I mention the date, I put a comma, then mention the year. So September 1, 2020. So wherever you write that date, you need to follow this pattern because this is internationally accepted. You can bring the, you can write down that date on the left side as well below the from address. Nothing wrong in that. But again, if you write it on the left side below the from address, what will happen? It will be lying hidden there. Nobody will notice it. So it's better you write on the right side so that the date will be highlighted. Similarly, the place also gets highlighted. After writing down the date, come down to the title. What's the title here? Suppose you try to get a job in a college as a lecturer. You are supposed to address your application to the principal of the college. So title is a principal. And if you are trying to get the job of a banker, that should be addressed to the manager. So manager is a title. Then other details like organization. If it is a college, mention the name of the college. If it is a bank, mention the name of the bank and address like city, town, city, state, pin code, and so on. So you will get these details in the ad that you see in a paper. So when an ad is given for a vacancy, it will have all the details of the to address. So you can transfer all the details which are given in the ad to this to address. So you begin with from address, but you don't write the word from. Below that you write down to address. Again it's written without the word to. On the right side you write the place and then the date. Now you should come down to salutation. Salutation means the way in which you greet the employer, potential employer. So in India, many are seen writing, my dear sir, my beloved sir, oh my dear madam. So these are all Indianisms which should be avoided. You can just write dear sir. But suppose you write dear sir and the letter gets received by the principal of a college who is a lady. Then what will happen? She may feel offended. So to be on the safer side, you should write dear sir slash madam, then put a comma. If you are very sure that a man is in that chair, the director is a man, then very conveniently you can just say dear sir. And if you know that there is a lady in the chair, without any hesitation, you can write dear madam. But if you have got some confusion, if you are not sure about it, if you are not sure who the principal is or who the manager is, better you write dear sir slash madam, then put a comma. So this is what you call salutation, the way you greet your reader, the potential employer. Under this, under the salutation, mention the subject of the letter. What is the subject of the letter here? Application for the post of lecturer in English. That's a subject. So don't write regarding the application or about the application. That is not right. You need to mention just the subject, the actual subject. But how do you begin? You need to write the word subject by using the short form abbreviation, that is sub. SUB, then put a colon and mention the actual subject. How do you write this? When you write subject, don't begin from the margin. Give some space there. If you are working on a computer, press your tab once, then the cursor will come to this place. So you begin from there. After giving a tab, you start writing sub, S-U-B, colon, application for the post of lecturer in English. So dear sir, salutation, sub, application for the post of lecturer in English. There are two ways of writing a job application. The conventional way of writing it is to mention all the details of your qualification, experience, and achievements in a long letter. But if you do that, nobody will have enough time or patience to go through such a letter because it is lengthy. So what do? You can write the minimum things in your letter, covering letter, then mention all the other details in the resume that you are submitting. This is easier. For an employer, it is easier to have a look at your CV rather than reading the entire letter. So in the first part of the letter, you need to mention how you have come to know that there is a vacancy somewhere. So one sentence constitutes one para in the letter. So that's the first paragraph, mentioning the source of information. How do you write that? In response to your advertisement in The Hindu dated August 15, 2020, I hereby submit my application for the post of an English lecturer in your esteemed institution. So I have mentioned the name of the newspaper Hindu because I have seen this ad in that paper on August 15. On September 1st, I am submitting my application. The source of information is a newspaper that came out on August 15. So I am writing, in response to your advertisement in The Hindu. So when you write the name of a newspaper, you need to use a definite article. So The Hindu, The Deccan Herald, The Times of India. If it is a Kannada paper, for example, Udayavani, how do you write? In response to your advertisement in the Udayavani dated August 15. So remember to use the before the title of a newspaper, the name of a newspaper. I hereby submit my application for the post of an English lecturer in your esteemed institution. You use the word esteemed here, adjective esteemed here, just to impress the potential employer. So when you praise his institution, naturally he will feel happy. In the second para, just say that you are furnishing all the details in the enclosed curriculum vitae, CV. You are writing just one sentence in the second para. In the first sentence, first para, there is one sentence. Even the second para, there is just one sentence. What does the sentence say? The details regarding my qualifications and experience have been furnished. Furnished means given, provided in the enclosed CV. CV stands for curriculum vitae or your resume or biodata. So second para is over. Now come down to the third para. In the third para, you give an assurance that you will serve the institution to the best of your ability if you are given a chance. This is also very important. So you give, when you write an application, mention that you will serve the institution to the best of your ability if you are given a chance by the employer. So how do you write it? If I am considered for the job post, I will serve your institution to the best of my ability. Conclude your letter by saying that You are eagerly waiting to get a reply from the potential employer. How do you say? I look forward to hearing from you. One sentence. So, with one sentence, you can conclude the letter. Now, you need to thank the employer for reading your letter. So, how do you mention that? If somebody helps us, what do we do? What do we say? We tell them thank you. Do we say thanking you? Oh no. Similarly, here you can't say thanking you, that should be thank you. Suppose you are writing a long sentence like I remain thanking you. There, thanking you is right. But if you are using just two words, thanking you is not loved, it should be thank you. You shouldn't